All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Bodybuilding Breakdown, featuring Marx Max Muscle and, well, nobody else. Saunch was supposed to
Kenton
join us
Jardine,
for myself, of course. Yeah, Kenton
your host.
Jardine, host of
Yeah,
VP09 Bodybuilding, of course.
always pleased to be here. Always a pleasure.
Indeed, sir. As likewise, we were supposed to have Josh Saunch, as always, from the Bodybuilding News Network, but he is traveling through the desert and has terrible cell phone reception. So, no Saunch today.
He's on a horse with no name.
He didn't look like he was out in the rain.
Trump me, eh?
Well, you have to be of a certain age probably to know that song.
He was around in the 60s, I think, wasn't he?
Oh, geez. I don't know. I used to hear it on the radio when I was like a kid growing up. I don't even know who sings it or the name of it or whatever. I know that line
Jim,
and pretty much
Jim
nothing else.
Morrison. Jim Morrison.
That was that
The
was Jim
Doors.
Morrison.
I believe so. Rode into the town with a horse with no name.
No name. Yeah. Don't sing anymore. We'll get demonetized.
Well, I'm not that good.
Yeah, no.
No, but
I'm no
it's funny how
singer.
the music from the 60s and 70s keeps going to every generation. And it's like, even when we were kids, we acted like it was our music.
Yeah, I
You know
know,
what I
right?
mean? It's like, that's
And
old stuff.
of all the music that I play, of I can use everything here. I mean, the piano I'm not really great with, but anyway, I don't sing. I've never been a singer. Like I haven't gone to a recording studio to sing or anything like that. And I've recorded a few albums. And even what I do now, I've made a couple hundred videos on YouTube. I don't sing in the band. Like I don't do it.
You just play the guitar.
Well, this band I play bass guitar in, and
Oh,
man,
your bass.
it's yeah,
That's what
yeah.
Elvis.
Well,
That's what Elvis played.
yeah, he did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No,
He
bass
wasn't
is what
really a
I
guitar player like you thought, or like a lot of people thought.
me neither. I've got I play guitar and I love playing guitar, but I'm not as good on guitar as I am at bass. So bass is what I'm doing in my latest project with a couple of buddies of mine. The last band I had was I was a guitar player, and we recorded. Actually, I should send you a couple things. We recorded in that band. It was
You
called
don't got a
Jester.
YouTube? Do you have another YouTube channel for music?
Yeah, we got a couple of live videos, but we've got some decent quality recordings on there too. I did a lyric video actually as well, and that was before I was even on YouTube, like for this channel. So I'll have to send you a couple of things. Yeah, it was cool.
No, bass, kind of like the conductor in a way, keep the beat going, right? Like a drummer, I guess. A drummer would be running, and everybody else kind of just follow the lead, or I don't know how it works.
You know, for my set, everybody has their own approach. I find when it comes to where you're going to go with bass, if you're following the drums, if you're following guitar. In what we're doing with this project, it's a punk rock project, right? So there's times, and there's only one guitar. So there's times when it's appropriate to lock in with the drummer's beat. Yeah,
Should be two
there's
guitars, isn't there? Rhythm
well, no,
and
I'm not
don't need.
not for us, dude. No, but that's the thing with this project in particular, right? There's times when you should lock in with the drummer when it comes to the bass, when it comes to the bass and drums, and there's other times when the strumming patterns should lock together between the guitar player and the bass player. You kind of have to have a mind for both when it comes to playing in a three-piece band. So and I grew up doing three-piece, four-piece. I've done five-piece. So for me, it's all you know, whatever
Hey,
way I need to
you
go.
could still sing country music with that setup.
You will not find a single scrap of country music in this house, man. Well, actually, okay. I'm not going to say that. My wife, she likes her country music. She just went. There was a big country music festival actually where you're at, and she went to it. But in this particular space, no sir.
Yeah,
No.
I was raised with it in my ear constantly, and when I used to go to I worked. I used to work for a living. The drivers, whatever, the truck drivers, they would always have country music playing. So I learned to hate it and despise it, but now I've been away from it for so long, so when I do hear country songs, it kinda takes me back, but you I would never look up country music to listen to, just because 'cause I've had it too much, but I if I didn't have it in my life like that, like, forced into me all the time, like, my mom and dad would always have the radio, would hated other music. just constantly country music. But
Not
needless to
my
say,
bag.
I know all the words because of it. Like all the old country music, I could tell you all the words, but I don't like it. I hate it.
You've got
I think I
bodybuilding
hate it.
stats like that. Yeah, and yeah. Well, look, you've got bodybuilding stats like that too, where you can rhyme them off. It sticks with you, and that's a good thing to have. When you're trying to really iterate information on a regular basis. Like you can pull it up, right? It's good.
Yeah, my memory's definitely a strong point. Pisses my friends off though. I got friends like for 30 years. I'll have the same friends. I'm like, you don't remember that back in, no, man, I
Yeah.
don't.
No, some things stick and some things don't. But no, but in this space, you're not going to find any country music being played. I'll guarantee you that. My boy's into a little bit of everything. Like he'll be like, he'll be listening to things like probably shit you never even heard of, right? I mean, he's 6 years old. Things like Boy with Uke, and then he'll switch over to listening to a couple of Dream Theater songs with me. Like he's diverse. He's good. Oh, we rebranded my gaming channel too. I'll have to. I sent you the logo for that. That was that turned out pretty
Oh,
well
yes,
too.
yes, yes. Well
Yeah,
done.
yeah, yeah. We're still working on getting content rolled out because I've just been firing out YouTube content lately, especially with the Olympia coming up. But the channel's called for
That's the
anybody
time to
listening.
do it. That's the time to
It's
do it.
exactly right. But we're
Like I
once I
mentioned
have my
Social Blade earlier, I looked at a bunch of YouTube channels. All the bodybuilding ones, no matter what, they get a spike. Even the old ones that don't even post about the Olympia anymore, like Louis Marco, get a little spike
yeah.
of views during around the Olympia time.
Yep. No, it starts building up now. There's no question, right? So you got to capitalize on that. But I'll soon have my space because a lot of people don't know too. I was just telling you before we hit record, like all my videos for the audio that I record, still I've got to do it for like it's I don't know if you can hear it from here, but like it's echoey in here, right? And especially when I'm recording the audio for my videos, like I'm pretty loud, right? I'm just kind of a loud guy in general most of the time, but I got to do it for my truck because it's the least echoey place that I have, and I can just go and do it without bothering anybody at any time. But back here is where my new studio setup is going to go, and
Yeah,
I've got
it
my
would be hard
soundboards
for you.
picked up. Yeah, and look, I don't need to bother anybody doing it that way. And look, dude, I don't give a shit if it's -30 outside. I don't care if it's +30 outside. It makes no difference to me. I will go and do it. It doesn't take me that long to do, really.
Yeah, if it's
Whatever.
too
If I
cold, start the car and let it warm up for a bit.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I suppose I could do that. If I can do, upwards of 2.5, 3 hours underwater, I can take 20 minutes and be in my truck. Like it's really not a big deal.
See, it's a little easier for me. I have a woman. She's pretty good, right? She'll be quiet for a bit.
And mine is great
Whereas
too.
if you
I just
told
don't.
more normally if somebody told their wife, be quiet for 20 minutes, please. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Well, I've got everything set up where it doesn't matter if there's elephants going across the floor upstairs. It won't matter, right? And I mean, everybody else lives here too, right? So I mean, everybody use the space, but I am leveling up everything very very soon, and I think everybody's going to really enjoy what I got
Excuse
coming.
me.
But anyway,
Mm,
it's coming.
please
But
apologize.
for you're good. But for what we got in front of us here, the next, well, I wanted to touch on the next show coming up. The next show coming up is going to be the Sheru
Oh yeah.
Classic.
Forgot we were
The
doing a podcast about bodybuilding.
yeah,
You
yeah,
get talking about
yeah.
music, you come down rabbit holes. Of course, people like music, so people will listen to that.
And
People
look,
know music. They know music.
heavy music and bodybuilding are like that, and that's what I love about. You go to the Olympia, it's heavy music, dude, and that's
They've
I
had
love that.
music. They've had music for bodybuilders since back in, I don't know, Eugene Sandow's day, probably.
100%. But they play heavy music at the Olympia, like they'll play Disturbed and shit. Like, well, I mean, not everybody considers it heavy. Yeah, it's rocking, right? Yeah, yeah. I love that. Love it, dude. It makes it exciting. But I wanted to touch on some of the competitors from
I got the list right here too. So
Perfect, perfect. I'll share my screen here as soon as I figure out the technology portion of what the fuck we're dealing with. Um, yeah, there it is, the big green button on my screen. Who would have thought? Okay.
I got my top 5 right, or my top 6 right here too.
Yeah. So everybody's got to go check out Jay Cutler's podcast. You can check that out too if you so choose. But
Yes, those are good. I like those.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, the Jay Cutler podcast is great. But ifbbpro.com has the list up here. I'll also refer back to the Bodybuilders Without Borders YouTube or Instagram page, as they've got a few people tagged, and I've got your video, which I did have here, and now it's gone. Well, I'll have to bring it back up again. There you have it.
That's another view for me.
See you later,
I'm clicking
Jay.
on. There's another view.
There it is. Of course. Actually, this is 2. There you go, bud.
Yeah, thanks.
So for the competitors list, I watch all your videos. You know that. Okay. The return of Nathan Diaz. 3,000. Yeah, no doubt.
The third time we get to see Nathan again.
I know. That's in the third time in what, like 4 weeks? Like, that's nuts, man. For Nathan, it's not nuts though, because that's just what the guy does, you know?
Yeah, but that's what he used to do, but we haven't seen him in a little while. Since
No, we haven't.
2021.
No, we
2021?
haven't.
I think he did
I
the
think it what
Arnold UK, or not the Arnold UK, Arnold UK?
Yeah, he won that
2021?
show.
Yep. And he
And
did
it's
the
been six.
Yamamoto.
Yeah, and it's been
Oh,
6 years since he was at the Olympia.
you're froze.
No, I'm not.
Your face is, you're like,
Oh, well, just hold on. I shouldn't be.
you
How
got a
about
real
now?
no, still, you got a serious mug on.
I always got a serious mug on. All right, let me try and okay, let me see if this fixes the problem.
There you
How about
go.
now?
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're good
Okay. All right, well, we're gonna reshare. I probably got too much shit open here. Yeah, I'll view these files later. My work computer is also my YouTube computer, so I've had some written reports from diving and whatnot like that I've been
Whoa,
working on. And
jeez. Should
anyway,
probably get a
anyway,
different separate computer.
well, I do at my office, but I don't always work from my office. Okay, am I still here? Like,
You're all good to go.
haha, spirit fingers. Anyway, so Nathan Diasha, we know what we're going to be up against there, and actually Nathan had a couple interesting things to say about his recent physique update, so we'll get to that. Khalid Al Kazem, we saw him recently as well. The return of Vitor Boff.
Vitor, yeah, he got 5th at the Arnold Brazil.
Yep.
I got all other things written down here too.
Oh, okay, good.
Performance. KL Al Kazem, 16th or less.
16th or less.
Yeah, at the Euro.
Oh yeah. He
didn't get last though. He looked good. He didn't get last. It was that Giovanni at Zenza or whatever. He got dead last. Trust me on that.
Yeah.
I posted him in my prediction video. My latest one. He's not competing. I put him way at the end because I said this guy got 16th or less, but he didn't get last because this guy got last.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I don't have it all written down. I'm glad one of us is fucking organized. But yeah, Nathan, I think was better at the Europa than he was in Italy. And
totally agree. Even if Nathan himself said he was better there, I don't believe him.
He was definitely better in the Europa. Vitor Boff is an interesting one though. Actually, you know what? Let me show you the latest update from Nathan. If he has it posted here.
Carbs are affecting him good. He was doing a chest workout there.
Yeah.
Just to get a chest pump. He wasn't even doing a chest workout, he said. Now, is this the recent one?
This was 2 days ago.
Okay.
And the interesting thing was is that he actually said that he feels like he's bigger now than when he last competed. And I'm not talking about this year. Like the last time he stepped on stage, like I said, was 2021. And he thinks he's bigger now. I don't know if that's necessarily true, to be honest with you. I don't know if I see it anyway.
He was bigger before that because he was already on an off time. In 2021, he competed like 3 times, I believe. he was down in that size from say 2018. But
But
is
in see
he heavier now than 2021? Is that what he said?
in this caption, he says pancake flat check-in, 250.8 pounds, and apparently am smaller than I was in 2021 at 239. So
Apparently. Maybe he was more shredded.
see, now there is an excellent point. There's an excellent point. There's a good comparison for you.
That was that
2021 Nathan.
video I made versus now. I've
Yeah,
never no, I haven't done any of those. And yeah. There's even the
it might.
Europa where the lighting's kind of the same.
There you go. Right. I do think that he looks better in this update, though. I think that Nathan is the kind of guy that when he continues to compete, it just looks like he keeps getting better and better. He dials in that much more. He looks fuller. Like, and he says that he's flat in this update. I
They
mean,
all say that. They all say that. It's how they feel. You
well,
feel flat, you're
and
gonna say you look flat. When you're
honestly,
flat,
how
when you so-called flat, you're gonna look ripped. Really. They were flat in the
how can
90s.
yeah, but how can the dude be flat after just doing two shows and having has it been to like is it 2 weeks now or was it last week?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. So I guess he could flatten out to an extent, but I mean he's not going to
Yeah.
pull down that much to be like flat kind of thing. Like before Italy, he would have been flat, right?
Well, it's a week and a
I
half.
think
It's only Wednesday. Week and a
yeah,
half.
that's right. Yeah, so and this was 2 days ago, so this is really only a week, right? Probably sucked
Yeah,
down a bit.
a week, exactly a week, 1 week.
Yeah. But 250.8 pounds in this update. I mean, impressive, man. Definitely impressive.
He's winning.
He's yeah, probably. Probably. Now the next one that we had up,
Although there's a couple of guys there
you're right.
if they are in shape.
Now the next one was this is Khalid Al Kazem, right?
Yep. See, I
Yeah,
like
and
this
this
guy
was
because he does improve.
yeah,
Like I've seen him maybe last year before, whatever it was, and I was thinking, man, this guy's
let's load up
wasting
some
his
more
time.
shit
And
here.
he get a little bit better. And right now, I can see that yeah, this guy he could get to a level.
Eventually, he's got a lot of work to do. The muscularity is there. He definitely needs to dial in conditioning. He needs more quad sweep. He needs to improve on his posing, and he needs to bring in that midsection. I think he's got a pretty good X frame from the back when you look at this back shot. And I'm glad that you do this where you post the front shots in the back shot. It gives
It,
you a
it's
good overall.
it's exposing, but what it does for when you're watching the live streams, if because they hit a front double and it shows what they look like in their front double. So if you this, it's like okay, that is him for sure because he's the same arms because everybody's kind of got different arms. So
Yep.
what this does, it's when you're watching the live streams, it lets you know who some of these guys are that you don't know.
There you go.
I know
Right.
this guy from now on. Like I always know this guy.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for him. I like him.
He's got some work to do. He's got some work to do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Uh, Vitor Boff. Now,
That's a beautiful physique right there.
I think Vitor Boff is kind of an interesting addition to this show. Vitor Boff is coached by none other than Milo Sarshev. He has been steadily working since this last show, being the Arnold Brazil. Actually, the first podcast that I did with you was on
On this
the
event.
Arnold Brazil. Yeah,
Yep,
and that
because
was
we were
and that
talking
was
about
on
Yosef.
yes.
Yosef. That was the first time we had a podcast because he was all leaking all that stuff all over him.
Yep.
I
Yep, that's
figured
right.
Vitor was going to get him because of that, but he dried it all off like for the finals, and he
Yep,
just showed that he was better than Vitor.
absolutely. Vitor's is like I said, he's an interesting one to throw into this mix because he's
I placed him into
work
a category. the Brandon Currys, I call them. If you were watching bodybuilding back in like 2011, it's like Brandon Curry. He's got a good, pretty physique, but he's never going to be Olympia champion. And I see these guys, I'm like, that could be a Brandon Curry. If he, the word, it's all mental, my opinion. Once you have the genetics, it's either
Yes,
you have the mentality to go ahead, and that has nothing to do with like being able to handle criticism. That's a separate thing altogether. That's a separate thing altogether. You can
absolutely.
still be a great bodybuilder and bicker and fight with people, but you got to have that work. Like, I'll die. I don't care. You know,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that's what it's
You
gonna
gotta
take.
be willing to put it all on the line. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna take to win. You know,
For Vitor Boff, I'm not. Look, I know that he's all in
is
mentally.
this recent?
There's no question.
This recent?
2 weeks out. Oh no, this is 2 weeks out from Brazil.
Okay, good. Because I expected to see a little bit more size on this guy.
So was I. What? Why would you post this?
Oh, maybe he looks a lot better.
I don't know. Let's see if there's
Maybe
anything more
letting
recent.
people think, is that recent?
Well, I'm not going to sit here and watch Vitor get massaged. I'll tell you that.
Ratings go down, or they could spike up. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, I mean, I don't. I've got a certain audience now. This was September 4th, so this would have been like 4 weeks out, like 4 weeks old kind of thing, I guess.
He's missing a goatee, I think.
I think you're right.
He
Now
looks
this is
like
better.
a baby.
Well,
But again,
this is
you kind of
better.
need to see the wheels, because his wheels are definitely the part where he needs. From the front, from the back, his legs look good. It's from the front that they look a little small.
I think his arms have grown though.
He's got
I
good
think his
biceps.
arms. Oh yeah. Now let's see the. I want to see the back double. I'm always trying to see the bicep peak from the back is not bad. It's not bad.
Good delts. No, good delts.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's got good delts too. Yeah. Let's see.
So many
Yeah.
of
He's
these
got.
guys fall to the wayside. You know what I mean? It's like you got high hopes for all these guys. James Hollingshead, and then just like where do they go?
Nice side tricep, man. Yeah, I know. It's funny like that, eh?
Yeah, and I hope this guy doesn't, fall to the wayside. Steve
He was
Kuklo, another one.
impressive. Yeah, you're right. You're right. He was impressive at the Arnold Brazil.
Who
And
beat
he did well there from what I remember.
who won that Brazil? Was it
That was Beirut Tabani.
and Beirut beat him at another show the year before, right? Like the Arnold or the what do they call it? The Brazil something, not the Arnold Brazil. It was the Brazil muscle contest, muscle contest Brazil.
Muscle
No,
contest
no, he
Brazil.
won. He won the
No,
muscle contest Brazil, right?
I can't
That's
remember.
that's
This
where he
was his
lost
pro
to
de
Rafael Brandao.
Yeah, this was his pro debut in I don't remember what
South
year this
America,
was. Yeah. Yeah,
2022.
he gets in shape, man. Like on show day, he shows up big time. I think he's a top 3 guy in this lineup. Yep, I think he's a top 3 guy.
There's
Okay, why is this fucking going
probably
down?
6. There's probably 7. I'll say 7. I'm gonna keep going. I say there's 8 potential top 3 guys on here.
You think so, eh?
Yep. Aside from obviously the winner,
Yeah, sure.
but
Uh,
that's not guaranteed either. With the
100%
politics going
nah.
on, with the
Well,
politics,
look,
huh?
we can get into that when it comes to when we do our predictions at the end of the video. I know that you've got your video out there. I've got it up here, and Mark does put his predictions for everybody watching. Make sure you go check out this video on Mark's channel. We'll take a look at that. I skipped right over
I don't.
Andrea Balzoni here.
I don't show the numbers under them if you skip ahead, so don't worry about that. It doesn't show my
Okay,
predictions.
okay. Now,
I have two groups. I have 2 groups. I have 2 call outs, first and second call out. So
okay,
you can see that, but it doesn't really matter anyway.
okay. Um, Andrea Bolzoni, and I'm butchering that pronunciation. I understand that, but uh, I think that this is going to be another situation like we're seeing with Khalid Al Kazem. He's got potential, but he just needs some work. Now he needs some work from the back. He actually has a better X frame, I find, from the front. Not necessarily X frame. His X frame is good from the front, but he lacks detail in the back, as you can see here. Conditioning is not bad, but more overall size is the other thing.
He's trying to force that X frame with his legs, sticking them out too far.
He's got a better stance in the front shot for sure. His legs would probably look bigger from the back if he didn't have such a wide stance in the legs.
Yeah, I'll be rooting for Al Kazim over this dude. And I'm sure
Yeah.
these guys are looking at each other too. It's like nobody cares about us, but I'm still gonna kick your butt.
Hey man, you're up there on the pro stage, you deserve to get your recognition for sure. Um there's a lot
Now
of guys in this show too.
here's a guy that's rock solid. Not the prettiest physique, but when you're looking up close side by side, the guy looks like Dorian friggin' Yates. Look at that thin skin.
Yeah,
But just
Tim
not
Budesheim, he's a competitor that I am a little bit torn about after the Europa. Um, because it's no secret if you go and watch my video, or if you've watched my video on the Europa results, I easily had Roman Fritz defeating Tim Budesheim. Although Tim does have, I think, a good physique, I think that Tim's back is so weak that there is no way that he should have defeated Roman Fritz. That's my opinion, and I've been very vocal about that opinion. With that being said, Tim does look good in this most muscular. He does have good front shots, and he does come
he didn't
in.
have a front double.
Yeah. Okay. The
That's why I
conditioning.
didn't post it there.
Yeah. Okay. Tim's conditioning is fantastic. He's got great conditioning. Um, let's see if he has anything recent.
Now, the back, I agree. It's weak. But if you remember, a year ago, whatever it was, his back looked like he had scoliosis, baby please, or something. It looked like it was totally off. So it
Yep.
actually has improved a little bit. I think it's the way he's holding it,
This was show day.
but it's still,
Okay.
it's still. And there's definitely an argument that Fritz was in just as good of condition, with definitely a better X frame, better, more complete physique.
Is Tim bigger? Yes, he is bigger when it comes to the quads, when it comes to the arms, when it comes to the chest. He is bigger. But
He's
was
bigger
he
in
what
size and he's more conditioned. Maybe. Roman had a few things on him.
exactly? So I do still think that Roman beat him, but I do think that Tim is a good bodybuilder. And I think that he's going to be mixing it up with the top three again. Top three, top four, top five. He's going to be right in there. He's only a season away, I feel, from making the necessary improvements to really being in that conversation for the legitimate win at a pro show.
He'll get there.
Yeah, I think he will.
I like
Yeah, I
guys,
think he will.
the young crop of guys that are competing like they used to. Like back in the early 80s, you'd have Mike Menzer, Frank Zane, all these Casey Viator or whatever it was. They'd be competing with each other all year long before the Olympia.
Sure, yeah.
And they're like, okay, I beat you 3 or 4 times, but the Olympia is the one that matters.
Well,
Like even Lee Haney. Lee Haney was losing coming into the Olympia. He just lost to guys that he beat at the Olympia.
Lee Haney.
In Grand Prix, he lost to Bertil Fox. You know who Bertil Fox is?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Bertil just beat him at a Grand Prix right before the Olympia, where Lee beat
Oh, we're
him.
skipping ahead.
Yeah, you
Um,
skip past Vlad.
which we can't do. Vlad Alfred
No,
Chiriak is a ridiculous bodybuilder. He has,
Perfect.
yeah, man,
Perfect.
this guy. And look, this is just from the last show that he did. So refresh my memory. What show was this?
This is the tsunami that Hollingshead won.
Okay, the Tsunami Cup. And what place did he have? Mm-hmm.
Sweet spot.
He's got the arms, he's got the quad separation, he's got that midsection in the vacuum is fantastic. He's complete as hell,
Yeah.
and he comes in shredded.
He doesn't need any size anywhere. He needs a little bit everywhere to make him a little bit better. So really, he doesn't. You know what I mean?
Oh
It's like
shit,
some bodybuilders. You say, okay, you need
sorry,
way
Vitor.
more lag match to match this piece. He has pretty much perfect symmetry. So do I, but I don't have any muscle anywhere. So
Yeah, exactly.
little.
Well, no, so I'm apologies. You're quite you are quite structurally sound, I will say.
Look at him there, man. Is this recent?
This is the thing. Yes,
Jeez
last
Louise.
few he's not only complete, but he's improved. This was within the last few days, and this is on lower calories apparently. He's going to come in shredded again.
Could Nathan be in trouble? See, I when I make my videos, I don't get to display this, and this is what Saunch was saying, that we should have a little bit of everything, and that is it's a good idea to have. You have what they look like now. You have a look what they look on their last shows. Shout out to Saunch, by the way. He couldn't make it. I don't know
No,
if you
he
said
could.
that before we started recording or not.
I did. He's going through the desert on a horse with no name, and it feels good because he's not in the rain or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But no,
we
me and
talked a while before we started recording, though. So
yeah, that's right. We did. Yeah. No, we were discussing, how we're going to present such things in the future with Saunch, and we're still tweaking that. That's one thing that we're always working on is, how can we make the channels, how can we make the podcast better, for us and for everybody. But to your question, could Nathan be in trouble? Um, yeah, yeah, he could be. Legitimately, he could be in trouble. Nathan was weighing in at 250.8 pounds flat. This was the start of peak week for Vlad Chiriak, and he's 244 pounds in this update, and he is ripped to the bone. It is ridiculous the shape that this guy is in, man. Look at the look at the striations through the chest and the hamstrings, the glute separation. He's got it, man. Nathan could be in trouble.
if not Nathan, everybody else in the lineup. But obviously, the judge is not favoring Nathan lately, too, right?
Well, Nathan isn't doing himself any favors when it comes to the public eye. So whether
Just
and
kind
he's
of goes to show you, you got to kind of be a somewhat of a nice guy, respectful anyway. Respect goes a long way.
you should respect. I mean, unless it's obvious, blatant highway robbery,
Then, yeah, then it's getting a bit. But
But
just
even
seems like
even then,
those top guys should be like even a Nick Walker. He has like a certain bubble around him that he's not gonna flip out and start throwing stuff, even though he probably wants to. But he's not gonna. He's a professional, right?
take it on the chin, move on to the next competition, show up undeniable, you know. And I think that's what this guy might do. I would say that he is improved when it comes to the quads. Overall quad development. I think the quad sweep could still, like, if he really really wants to round out his physique, more quad sweep would be one thing that he could do. But
He has the feathering. He has the cross striations, which helps. But he still needs a little more. I know what you mean.
and that's getting picky. Overall, this guy is shredded and he's big. And Nathan could be in trouble. He's got great back detail, man. Nathan could be in trouble. I don't know. I don't know. He could surprise everybody.
Vitor, guys like that are probably looking at this thinking, geez.
Yep. Oh yeah, they know. They know. And if they don't know, they're gonna find out very soon. Because
If
this
you
guy
don't
is
know,
showing up.
then you know. Yeah, good back.
He's
That's
He's going to find out. He's showing up, man, and he's going to be in that. He's going to be in that first call out without question. He's going to be mixing up for the top 3. There's no question.
It's going to take
I
a
don't know.
strong back, because that's basically how Nathan lost.
Yeah. This is 10 days out.
See, he does maybe need a little bit more quad size, but he's got that cross striations, which is, I believe, a genetic thing, by the way. I don't care
Yep.
how lean Dorian Yates was going to get. He just did not have those cross striations. And Flex Wheeler, on the other hand, off season, soft glutes. He still had those cross striations.
Yeah. Urs Kalasinski, same way.
He got them, yeah.
Yep.
I
The
talked to
abs
him.
on this guy.
I asked him a question and he answered on a podcast.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. It was about
The host actually read it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was a comment on Mike Sommerfeld.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I remember.
Because he's qualified, right? Mike's qualified already. He was top 5.
He was top 5. Yeah.
He's got a pretty physique, like his physique. If he was in the condition of Urs, I would say he would beat him. But Urs said, and this was for top 3. I said, is it possible for Mike Sommerfeld to get top 3? And he said, not possible.
I don't think it is either.
It's possible. Hey, Urs got food poisoning before the Arnold Classic. Anything can happen.
Short of a catastrophe from several competitors, but yeah, exactly.
Look
right.
what happened to Terrence last year also. Terrence Ruffin got 5th.
Same thing.
Or 6th.
Yes.
So
that's right.
Mike actually beat Terrence. So Mike could beat Urs if Mike beat Terrence.
Terrence had to suffer. Like, he was like wearing like hoodies, sweaters, full pants, going up and down stairs to try and make weight. That guy nearly probably died, dude. Like, he fought hard to make weight, and his physique suffered for it.
And Urs, like I said, he got food poison. They say, or he said he did.
Yeah,
but he won't do it this year. They got 10 more pounds. But yeah, sorry, sidetracked.
We're going to be getting into Classic here. The Olympia is just about 6 weeks away. We got lots to cover when it comes to Classic and everything else, for sure. But we'll see. We still got another. This is an Olympia qualifier as well, right?
Make Kielsa.
Yeah. Wait. Is this show an Olympia qualifier?
The Sheru France?
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah. Well, not really, because Nathan's going to win it, and he's already qualified. So nobody's getting a ticket here. Nobody's getting a ticket here.
Well, it seems like nobody even knows about this show. And anyway, we'll get into it here. Make Ciesla. We just saw this guy compete too at the Europa, and he's got really good quads. Yeah, actually,
Ciesla, that's a good. That's how you pronounce it, Ciesla.
Yeah.
He's solid and he's conditioned.
Yep, he is. Look at the quads, dude. That's good quad sweep. You know, he's got
13th. So he did get a placing. He got 13th.
Okay. He's got potential. You know, he's got good condition here. He needs to bring up the arms. He needs to dial in that midsection, and he can use more conditioning for sure. More overall size. But one of the things that he does not lack genetically is quads. He's got good quads.
Solid glutes too.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
William Bonac needs some calf there. One of his calves looked a little undersized. His arms are so bloody long.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
I got the long arm genes too. It's
terrible to try to fill out them limbs. Yeah.
I got the best boxing arms, but then I was given this big nose. You can't be a boxer with this big baby. No way.
Well, I mean, unless it's once it breaks, I mean, you know, then you're a real boxer. But
so big I would die.
It's a big target in that boxing ring. Okay. Roman Fritz, like I said, took 5th in Europa, should have taken 3rd. This guy he's qualified for the Olympia already, which is great. I'm looking forward to seeing him at the Olympia. The conditioning is going to be some of the best that you see in this show for sure. I will not count him out again. and I kind of did after I can't remember if it was Italy. It was the Italy show. I counted him out because he was doing so many competitions. Like what is this for? How many shows has he done this year? Do you know?
Probably 5.
4 or 5. This is either his fourth or fifth show, and he still has
He
the
did the M Pro.
Olympia.
He did the M
Yeah,
Pro.
yeah, he did. Yeah, he did the big man, and then he did Italy, and then he did Europa.
4, 4,
Fifth,
5.
fifth show. I won't
Which
count
is,
him out again though.
these guys do it for their job. You're in
Not all.
shape. You're in
Yep.
shape. You might as well compete. And sometimes when you're on your diet, if you take a little time off, it would be so hard to get back mentally onto your diet. You're kind of better off just competing until the Olympia, realistically, because you're going to be sharpening it up for this contest, keeping it low. You're going to stick with your plan more. For a guy like
Well,
this,
yeah.
you
See,
give
for
him pre-off
Roman,
season, it doesn't seem like he's going to put on that big mass that everybody.
I just feel like he is built differently than other competitors. I think that he enjoys competing to a larger extent. Um, oh well, okay. This was September
This is
17th.
yeah, this was right before the Europa,
Okay,
I
yeah, it
think.
doesn't look like he has. I don't think he has any other updates. No, I don't think he
Shred,
does.
that's shredded.
He is. I think he's legitimately built different as not just a bodybuilder, but just as a human being, dude. He's a monster. The guy's gone through 2 hip surgeries, and he's still qualified for the Olympia. That's
That's
unheard
gotta
of.
be the only one ever, the only
It's
person
unheard
ever to
of.
do that.
Yeah, absolutely unheard of. His posing is still his aside from needing more overall size, his posing is his biggest weakness, even though he has improved on that. And I think he'll continue to improve on that in time.
His
Fuad
diet
actually
shot
gave him,
really improved.
yeah, big time. Fuad gave him some pointers on posing there, and he ended up taking his Olympia qualification. So that's another guy that's going to be fighting for that top three for sure.
What did Roman get in Italy? Third?
Third.
Yeah.
Yep. He got
Yeah, so
third.
it's kind of puzzling why they give him fifth.
I don't know. No. I had my opinions on that, and we'll get to the other competitor that finished fourth here shortly. Um, I don't want to skip over anybody here. Mark Joyce. Mark Joyce. What's the rundown on Mark Joyce?
He actually got a placing. He got 15th. So
Okay.
he's the best of the rest. Best of the rest.
Best of the rest. Okay.
I
Okay.
mean, he's not quite in condition from behind the glutes, but it seems aside from the glutes, everything else looks pretty hard.
Yep. Yeah. I think that he does look like he comes in conditioned. But otherwise, he's got a midsection. His midsection doesn't look as conditioned as the rest of them. I think he lacks ab development. Might be part of the problem. It doesn't look like he has like those like any separation in the abs, almost as if he doesn't have as much muscle there in comparison to the rest of
Genetics,
his
yeah.
physique.
Yeah.
And
Genetics plays
that's
a huge part in that.
yeah, maybe that's not something that you see very often, right? That's a different thing. Usually when you shred down, you know, typically people just
They
have a
can't
set
all
of
be
abs.
Max Charleses, eh?
No, no,
Shout
Max
out to
Charles.
Max Charles.
Yes, yes. You always got to get in your Max Charles. You love that guy.
Yeah, best abs in the IFBB today.
Yeah, yeah. Theo Laguerrier.
See, he has a good
Theo.
ab setup, but he doesn't have the condition, I don't think, for it to show up
You
because
mean
maybe
Mark
he
or Theo?
Theo.
Theo. Okay.
Theo looks a little smooth from the front, which leads me to believe that he was in condition, but he seems maybe carved up. Now, what that does, it can keep your back hard, but it holds like your I think your stomach holds that water first from the carbs.
Well, he took fourth at the M Pro, ahead of or no, sorry, he took fourth, just
Fourth,
behind
yeah.
Tim Budasheim and in front of Roman.
He beat
Um,
Roman. He beat
he
Roman.
On the scorecards, he beat Roman. When it comes to a physique, I don't think that he beat Roman. I
It's
don't think
almost
he
as
beat
if the
Roman at all.
judges wanted to just shake it up a bit. I don't understand it. It does. I don't see Theo beating Roman, but
Not
we're
in any from now, like we always say, we weren't at the show and we weren't within the first 10 rows of the actual show either. Okay. Just so everybody
you gotta be
knows, we
there.
go
You gotta
off.
be there.
Yeah. We go off pictures and video. Okay. But I,
Here's the but.
I can't see it from anything that I've seen. I don't see it. I don't see it.
See, my but is we can see what they look like together at one show, right?
Your
We can
butt.
okay,
Yeah.
he beat him. And then they're at this show. It's like, okay, we can see that they do look the same as they did at this show. Why is he 2 places behind him now?
And that was one of the most puzzling aspects for me. I didn't understand that portion of it. I
He's thick. He's thickly developed. You can see that muscle more in real life. But it just
Sure,
I don't see the condition. Like Roman's shredded.
he didn't have it. He didn't have the condition that Roman had. He just didn't have it. So I don't think it was a carb up thing for him. I think that it was a conditioning thing.
Oh no,
Now,
that's what I mean. Like when you carb up raw, you can wash out your condition for sure.
well, I don't think he spilled over. I just don't think he was lean enough. I don't think that he was lean enough. If it was just a spillover thing, then I think you would still see more separation from the front, that he didn't have from the back,
Well, sometimes
or that he did have. Sorry.
depending on who it is, it can hold in your front first. You know what I mean? Because it just seems like his back's a little harder than his front. But I guess that's probably just Theo.
His back is definitely harder, and I could be wrong. It could have just been a carving up and spilling over
Some
type
guys are
thing.
the opposite. Some guys are the opposite. They're shredded from the front. Turn them around, and it's like, well, that's soft. It's like I
Some
don't
guys
think he
are.
did carb. Yeah, like this guy
Um,
here, a little soft from the behind.
was this our next? Yeah, this is our next guy. Um, Gianluca Di Lorenzo. Um,
Villarreal, he was at the big man. He got 16th or less.
okay, good shape. I like his shape. Not bad.
Good
Um,
X-frame from behind, to be honest. Good calves.
yep, he's got to
If you
come
want
in
to give him
leaner.
a compliment, he's got some damn good calves.
Yes, he does. Yeah. If he gains some more overall size and he shreds down, and it looks like he needs a lot more chest development. It
Mm.
looks like he's definitely lacking through the chest now that I'm looking a little more closely.
He's got the big U rib cage, as
He
opposed to
does.
the V rib cage.
Yeah, he does. He does. Um, we'll see how he does in this lineup.
I like his chances for a win.
Nah, no, maybe
No, with all
not.
due respect, De Lorenzo.
Of course, of course. I don't know how long he's been a pro. I think that he definitely has a lot more room to improve, and I look forward to seeing improvements from him. You do got to get out there and compete, and that's one thing that some pros don't do. They get their pro card and then you don't see them for however long. You got to get the stage experience, and he's getting it, so that's
Sergio
good.
Oliva.
There you go. Now,
Now this guy
Andrea
looks a little.
Amuzzi.
He's almost the opposite of what I seen from Theo. His front looks slightly more conditioned than his back. He's pretty even. I like this guy's physique. Those big glowing white armpits probably don't help things.
No, they don't.
You got to get that
His
painted up.
his tan. You can definitely see a discrepancy in his tan when it comes to his arms down toward, like you said, the armpit and lats. Even his forearms look like they're a different color. If you look at the back shots, his arms look like they are a different color than his actual back as well. And they missed spots when it comes to near his posing trunks.
Krizo dealt with that. If you remember, there was an event. Krizo had them glowing white armpits.
Yep. Yep. Krizo's tan at last year's Olympia cost him, I think, a couple placings.
The
As a
detail you got
potential.
to take care of.
You do. You gotta. I mean,
You can do something about that. The night, the morning when you wake up, there's nothing you can do about, or you're about to walk on stage. You can whatever carve up, but if you're about to walk on stage, there's nothing you can do to fix your conditioning or anything like that. But you can help your color and tan.
no. If you're not, if you're fat, there's nothing you can do. That's it.
No,
if you spill over,
if you
there's
don't got any
nothing you can
muscle like
do.
me, yeah,
Yeah, if you're too small, I mean, look, site injections being what they are, which I don't agree with. uh, Even still, you're marked down from that these days. That is becoming, it seems anyway,
pump
more and
me
more
up,
frowned
man.
upon.
Pump
Yeah.
me up. Warm up the oil, though. I hear it feels weird if you pump it in there cold.
Not something I have any experience with and never will. That's not muscle. That's not bodybuilding, in my opinion. But for Andrea, if he improve, even if he does improve his tan, I think he does have some. I think he does have some work to do in the conditioning department. I'm not seeing the separation in the hamstrings. The quads need more separation overall as well. Bicep to tricep separation. I'm not seeing it now. This was the Flex Weekend Pro, so this would have been 2-ish weeks ago. He could make
Week prior to the Europa.
He could make some improvements. But
Where
he's
was
not
it?
going to make.
He did really good somewhere. Maybe the Cali or something last year. He looked shredded. Now that's the type of Mooney that I want to see. I call him Mooney.
You call him Mooney.
Moosey,
Let me
because
see
of
if I can.
Mooney.
Let me
Sean
see if
Mooney
I can
used to
search
be
him here.
Andrea Moosey. Yeah, he competed a pile, that Mooney.
Okay. No, I don't
He
follow
was
him.
neck and
Everybody,
neck with the other Andrea.
Saunch always gives me shit about not following everybody. Look, I don't, if I don't hit the follow button, it doesn't mean that I'm not following them necessarily. Okay, like, um, but anyway,
Well, he looks
he,
he looks more drier here than he did on stage.
yeah, he does. He does. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's an insane amount of filtering on this picture, which you got to watch out for these days, especially. But it says here, no pump, flat improvement, progress, day by day focus. I mean, I think that he does. I think the teardrops the teardrops are more defined than it
Yeah,
looked like at the Italy. So he may have improved in conditioning there.
he's got the
The
concentration.
He does, yeah, yeah. Um, there's still some work to do. There's still some work to do.
Nice, so nice. What do you call it? Your clavicle width there, the upper body,
Yeah,
chest,
yeah,
perfect, perfect.
yeah.
He's one of those guys that, like Theo Laguerriere. He just needs a little of this, something, a little of that, and
Yep,
he's going to be right on.
just a little bit more. Now you can tell from some of the higher quality pictures. Yeah, he like it's conditioning. He's got to bring that conditioning.
Maybe he didn't get a lot of sleep the night before.
Maybe he
That can
didn't.
affect you,
Sure it can. Yeah, stress, sleep. That can ruin your physique.
especially if Kai Green picks a fight with you out on stage. That can make your belly stick way out.
Well, Kai Green was no stranger to stucco bellies. That's for sure.
Hey, he was pregnant.
Yes, sir. He was. Yes, he
3
was.
or 4 buckets of chicken.
Yeah. That was not loyal. Shout out to Louis Marco.
Prepper.
not saluted. Not
Now,
saluted.
now this guy here, he got
Dario
a,
Paolosi.
he placed 5th overall, but he still got a pro card. It's a very confusing situation if you look at the 2022 Worldwide Europa Masters. Yeah, he got 5th overall. And I was looking at the thing and it said he got a pro card, but a guy that placed 4th ahead of him, I don't think even he got a pro card. So I don't get it. I don't get it. But he got a pro
What?
card. Yeah, you can look at his Instagram. He's Tyler Mannion's holding up his arm. He's even giving a little flex as Tyler. I mentioned that in the video.
Oh, Tyler.
He's doing like he's trying to do a little Sergio Oliva, I think.
I would love to know what Tyler Mannion's workout routine is. I would just love to know what it is in general. Okay, so
This guy looks like John. Looks like John, our comrade. It's John. I'm telling you right now, it's John on juice.
John Livia at Serious and Silliness Bot. He is on juice.
Yeah, but like I said, gym guy's pushing gear. He might be taking a little of that. He ain't pushing no gear.
No,
He's doing it
he's
healthy wise.
yeah, he's 47 too, right? He looks good for his age, man. He does. Shout out to John. We love John over there. Serious and Silliness Bodybuilding.
I hate it being 42. I hate it being 42 and thinking, oh, I look all right for my age, and he's looks about the same age as me, and he's 47.
Yeah, well, he competed too, right? So he's got some advantages over guys like me and you.
I once competed for a woman's love.
Did you win that competition?
Dogs don't chase cars, or they shouldn't anyway.
Enough said. This is 4 days out. I think that there has been improvements made by Dario Pelosi, especially in conditioning. He definitely needs more overall size, and the fact that he received a pro card for 5th place is just puzzling to me. I don't understand. I don't understand.
There's a picture of Tyler doing his little flex.
I don't know. It can't be that far.
Yeah. I'll send you the link after.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I wanted to find out where he got how he got a pro card, so I did look down a little way. I didn't go way down, but I did look down a little bit.
Well,
I'm like, how did he get his pro card? Because it said 5th, and I'm like, well, there it is there. Tyler with his little tricep there, flex. He's jacked, baby.
Huge.
Get out of his way.
Huge.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah, see? IFBB Pro. Not getting it. And it says Masters 35 plus, so he's not that old.
Okay. Maybe it's a Masters thing.
I don't get it, man. It's
nor me. No, nor me. I don't know. This was December 2022.
That was the show was in November 2022, so he posted that whatever week later.
What? How?
The show.
No. I mean, these pro card. It doesn't make any sense.
Look up his NPC news online.
Yeah.
Go to Leonardo, or no, sorry, Dario, whatever his name is, Palazzi, and
now, what's
NPC
this?
News Online.
The caption here: official photos and some comparisons on stage of this extraordinary adventure for which I dedicated my soul and body, and where after a year, several podiums around Europe, and an absolute loss by 1 point, it led me to victory with the conquest of the coveted pro card in open bodybuilding.
Victory for a pro card. That means you got a pro card, and he doesn't want people to know that he's 5th.
I know that, but an absolute loss by 1 point, that must have been a different show that he did. It led me to victory with the conquest. Okay. I don't that's a question I would like to have answered. But you know what? We're not going to answer it right now. For this show here, I think that he's I think that he's still got some work to do, regardless of when he earned his pro card or not.
He
But
could very
anyway,
well get 15th in this one. Now,
yeah,
here is the guy that I am wondering about. Did he
yeah.
not qualify for the Olympia last year? Leonardo Perez could have sworn he was qualified for the Olympia.
Leandro Perez.
Yes, he won the muscle contest Fit Pira.
Well, let me see if I can check right quick.
He won that show. I know he did. And then when I seen it, I was like, I was thinking, like, yes, he qualified for either last year's Olympia and dropped out, or he qualified late last year, early last year for this year's. But I don't, I don't think he is qualified. But I think he was last year.
I don't know.
I remember him
Okay, okay.
because
He
there was
won
a
the.
couple of guys like that.
So this was the 2022 Muscle Contest Fit Pira Pro. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah, buddy.
Okay,
He got first. He
okay.
won.
Well, okay. Regardless of that, I mean,
And he beat a decent name that we know of. I forget who it was for the
okay,
show.
okay.
So it was a
At,
pro. It was a
at this show,
pro show. Yeah, it was a pro show.
okay. Muscle Contest
Fit
Fit
Pira.
Pira Pro. Um, Men's Open winner Leandro Perez. He beat Stanimal.
Stanimal. Stan Dulongo.
Yep, he did. He beat Stanimal at this show.
To go to the Olympia.
I don't
Thought he
think
was
he
going.
was at the Olympia. I don't remember
No,
him
no,
at
he
the
wasn't. I
Olympia.
think he dropped out. I think he elected to drop out.
Okay, so this is a pro show winner. This is an interesting
Yeah,
addition.
this is a guy that we can't overlook, and I think I did when I made my predictions.
Um, I'm interested to know what he looks like now. Actually, he's look at the shoulders, dude. He's got massive shoulders, massive, good quads, good midsection, like wide back, like it's good physique.
Seems to have it all.
The traps from the front, dude. Those are massive. Like that's wicked. This guy's not bad at all, man. Like I had no idea. Sometimes it's easy. That's why it's good to do these things, to go through the whole lineup and take a look at these guys, just like you do, and
Yeah, now I can't wait
be
for
able.
you to look him up on Instagram to see what he looks like now.
So to be able to come here and do that, right? So now, how do I spell his name
He's
again?
the bodybuilding world is some lucky to have Kenson Jardine.
Well, the segue was the Marx Max Muscle video, that's for sure. So it it all comes around to really make a well-rounded show, when it comes to the coverage here. Is this okay?
Is that him? Is that him?
It,
Geez, she's got some
it
legs on her too, huh? Jeez Louise.
yeah,
No
she does.
fooling. Frig. That's some
Man,
serious quads, man.
dude, there's a couple of the guys she could beat with those quads. That's in this show. He's looking good. Like I think his quads have improved.
He looks a little more separated. Of course, hard to tell with this dream light. The sun coming in there, beaming on you through a window. Dream light.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Maybe there's something better.
Looks
Is
like he's
this
ready to go.
okay? This was September 14th, so this was about 2 weeks ago. So about 3 weeks out or so, two and a half.
It's gonna be drier than this unless he screws things up.
Yep.
Should be drier than this. No,
The
this is a
camera.
guy.
No,
Yeah.
well, I was just going to say the camera angle is probably not doing his legs justice here. It looks like it looks like it's that bad angle that Nick Walker hits sometimes, where it makes the quads look smaller.
Why do they do that? I think
I don't
Nick
know.
does it because he started doing it that way, so he has to keep doing it to make a fair comparison
That could
to
be.
his
Yep,
last.
that could be.
It would be
Yep.
kind of stupid if he keep changing there. That way, his legs look bigger when you see him on the stage. Nick's.
It's probably a consistency thing for Nick for sure. This guy, yeah, like you said, you don't want to overlook this guy. he could be in that mix for that top five, pretty easily. He is a pro show winner. He beat Stanimal. Now Stanimal is definitely improved since the 2022 season.
Yeah,
We
he
know
has.
that.
Oh yeah.
But this guy is I mean, he's good, he's got a good vacuum too. Good midsection. His
So
quads look.
he's one of the seven. He's one of the seven guys. I said there's seven guys here.
Yep. Yeah.
He's one of
Flows
them.
really
He's one of
well.
them.
His physique flows very well. Oh, this looks better. This was just
There
the
you
day
go.
before that but this is 3 weeks out. Oh, come on. This isn't one of these cliffhanger where they put, okay, well, if you turn your head to the side kind of thing. Um, yeah,
Why do they do that to us?
I don't know. If you're on your phone, which I know you don't have one, you can turn it sideways, but um, I don't know. This is what I was saying about that angle from the last one though, right? Like it looked better here, even though you're kind of sideways. This guy could be mixing it up for top five easily. 121 kilograms, 3 weeks out. Holy shit. What? That's some vascularity, dude. Did you see that? That's nuts.
Just the noodle vein.
No, man. Just one paper cut away. Just one paper cut away. So, yeah, we got to watch out for this guy. I'm not going to overlook this guy. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't even think I got him in my top six, and that is a shame.
And it might be a mistake.
Well,
Yeah,
I got
it might
six
be a
hungry
mistake.
guys there. I got six good guys there. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know you do. Antonio Valero Tunienberg.
he's got a funny
Tunienberg.
shape to him. Looks
Yeah.
like he definitely did the work to put on muscle everywhere, but he's just some people are like, you're 5 feet tall, don't be a basketball player. This guy's did everything right, it seems, condition, and I just don't see how he's gonna win a show.
No, I don't see how he's going to place, really. Um,
He
good
got
quads.
16.
Yeah, look, you can
Look at
definitely
the
give
quads.
him
Yeah.
you can give him the quads and the separation in the quads as well.
Yes.
That comes down to genetics. He's got good quad development and good quad separation. So that's something, to work with. The development is not there for every other aspect, and he does look like he is an older gentleman, so that could be a factor here as well. Um,
Hard to tell sometimes with these guys.
Sometimes it is, yeah. Sometimes it is. I
They're
don't know.
pushing a lot of gear. They look like old men in the face. Look
Yeah,
at Dorian
kind of.
Dorian Yates. Dorian Yates was like 30 years old. Even when he was
Same
even younger,
idea.
he was in his late 20s. He looked like an old man.
Yep, same idea. No, we got to drop in. um, yeah, I don't know how well this guy's going to this guy's
Yeah.
going to place.
If he's coming in
Actually,
this
we gotta
condition,
turn that volume down, dude. Okay. You hear his tablet? You can probably hear his tablet.
I hear like a
Nice.
little, like
See,
one
that's
little.
the. Oh, that's
That's
the
not
dogs
on.
walking around. Yeah, that's the
Oh,
dogs
that's
walking
probably what
around.
their claws hitting the ground. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I got three of them here.
No, if
So
he's coming
that's
in this condition, which is respectable condition, I'll give him. You know what I mean? They got cojones for even walking out on the stage. But he brought an awesome condition. He's still placing 16th or less.
yeah, yeah. So it comes down to just development overall. He needs more muscularity. That's what it's going to come down to.
Reminds me of that Make Ciesla,
Yeah. Yep.
except Make has his number on pretty much all aspects.
You wonder how a guy like this, and not to be disrespectful, this has not come from a place of disrespect, but you wonder how a guy like this got his pro card too. They talk about how many pro cards are handed out these days. Just being objective here. Where did this guy get his pro card?
Well, hey, like I said, that Dorio,
Yeah,
puzzling.
that's probably one of the most shocking things of this video for me, to be honest with you. More so than even Leandro Paris. So
And you could get your pro card in a physique division and then go try to be open.
sure.
Like I
Sure.
know bodybuilders that don't even have their pro cards and they are better than some pros for sure. But they
Yeah,
don't
man.
want to win. They don't want to win their pro card with an easy show. Ty Jordan. I don't know if you know who Ty Jordan is.
I know the name.
Yeah, he's been trying to get his pro card, but he doesn't want to get a pro card easily. He wants to earn it. He was at the same show Nick Walker, Nick Strength and Power. Nick Walker.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the one Nick won or he placed second there one year before he won. Whatever it was. It was a big show anyway, and he's competed a couple times since and yet to get his pro card, but hopefully soon.
Okay. Okay. Hopefully, yeah, with any luck, dude. I mean, if you want to do it, then keep at it. Don't quit. Definitely don't quit. Okay.
So
Now
that's it. That's all 15.
that's it. So the
Is this
question
your
that
prediction
it
video
comes
or are
down
you doing
to,
a separate one?
well, I feel like there's kind of a couple of things to really think about when it comes to this one. I'm not. I'm not
You
really
could
sure.
you could give us something. Give us your top 7 guys or 6. Or actually that's too easy because there is only 6 or 7 guys here. You could give us your top 4 without putting them in any order.
Yeah, you know what?
Except for first, because we know you have Nathan for the win.
Yeah, I don't. I actually don't think that I'm going to end up doing a separate prediction video for this show for the um. Why does it escape for the Legion? I'm going to do one for that for sure. This one, like I said, it kind of fell off. It fell off a little bit of the radar, and
Well, it did
for
last
me,
year too.
yep,
Do you remember who
yep,
won this show last year?
no,
Patrick. Patrick
Patrick.
O'Neill. Patrick O'Neill.
Oh,
Patrick Johnson.
yes, okay, okay.
There's
So
no
I just
pictures
got
of
it.
it. There was no pictures of it. It was
Really,
where Lionel Bayeki came back and he was so smooth, too smooth monsoon.
too
And you
smooth
couldn't even
monsoon.
find pictures to verify his smoothness. Couldn't even find pictures to verify it. I mean, they had to pat him down because his folds were holding, they could have held a shiv. He had that many
Really,
folds. Well,
holy
no,
shit. Too much. Yeah, too much.
he was soft.
Well, the Sheru as a show, in general, usually attracts good audiences, right? So,
Yeah, it wasn't Sheru last year.
no,
Yamamoto, France.
right. That's why I don't. Okay, okay, yeah, that's different.
It's like the Flex Pro Italy was the Yamamoto Italy.
Right. Well, for this show anyway, for this show, when it comes to top 4, I definitely have Nathan Diasha in there. I definitely have Vidor Boff in there. Man, I want to put Leandro Perez in there, to be honest with you.
Are you throwing that up there?
Well, let me go through the list again.
Yes. Why don't you review that list?
Tim Budasine is going to be up there. Roman Fritz is going to be up there. That was the dog. Everybody knows what goes on in this house.
Okay.
Who'd you say? Roman?
Okay,
Sorry.
I'm not going to edit.
If that's too cold, can you pick us up?
Yeah, we're wrapping up pretty soon. I just can't pick who I'm going to actually have in this. Good girl in this show. Nathan, Roman, Tim Budasine, yeah, and I don't know if I want to go.
You said Vitor.
Yeah, Vidor, yeah, for sure. But
that's 4 right there.
Yeah.
That's 4 right there.
But I think Fourth could really be changed. Well, okay. Well, fourth, I'm pretty confident there. The
Leandro?
way that it could, Leandro could be in a fifth place spot. He could be fighting for fourth. You know, he's looking good, man. He looked
There's
really
one
good.
guy you're not. There's one guy you're not mentioning here.
Moosey.
No,
No?
no.
Vlad. Fuck. Dude.
Alfred, not Vlad.
Vlad Chiriac. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Vlad. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
This is a harder show to pick, isn't it? This is
Yeah,
that's
that's why I
I
said
don't
there's
know
seven
why
guys,
this.
seven that could make it into the top three.
Wow. Okay. Nope, it's got to be for four: Nathan, Vlad, Vidor, and Roman. I'm going with that.
Nathan,
Vlad,
yeah.
Alfred, Chiriac, Vidor Boff, and Roman.
Vlad is Alfred. Vlad is Alfred.
Yes, he is. Yeah,
Okay.
and Roman. That's my four.
My top four: Nathan, Alfred, Vitor,
Yep.
and Roman. Isn't that yours?
Okay.
No, you put Tim in there, didn't you?
No, not in four. No, we have the same top four.
In order.
Nice.
No bets this time.
Nah, no bets this time. No. That's John loves doing bets, and you know I don't. I don't mind doing a couple of bets and stuff like that, right? But for this one here, I don't know, man. That fifth and sixth could really be mixed. I mean, like Leandro Perez, he could upset a lot of things in this lineup.
Yeah,
Like
I didn't even have him in my top six, for goodness sakes.
he really
Who do you
could.
got
You
second?
know,
Who do you got second?
second, man, Vlad.
Yeah, we have the same list. We have the same list.
Yep. It's a competitive lineup, but the way that these guys are looking now, one of the questions is though, could Vlad cause the upset to Nathan? And we said we were going to talk about the potential of politics playing a part in this. There's a couple of things to consider if Vlad is going to defeat Nathan. For one, the reason that we've been seeing the potential political influence in bodybuilding lately is so that certain individuals can make it to the Olympia. Case in point, Regan Grimes being one and Terrence Ruffin being another. Now, Vlad Chiriac is not a big name in bodybuilding in comparison. Would there be any advantage to having that individual at the Olympia or win this show from a political standpoint, if there is any political influence at all?
I don't think so.
Neither do I.
I don't think there's
think so.
Yeah, he's not a social media sensation.
No.
And
but is there an advantage?
You say Terrence Ruffin was maybe gifted.
I don't.
What's his name?
I do. I think that at the end of the day, I do think that Terrence won fair and square. I think that Junio that came second place. His name is escaping me for God's sake. It's escaping me, and that's not good. But he looked more of a bodybuilder to me than a classic physique. And that's the thing. It's classic physique, right? It's not classic bodybuilding. And he looked like a bodybuilder. There is a difference there. And people think that he was bigger, he was harder, he was this. It's not bodybuilding. It's physique. And there's a difference, you know?
No,
at the end of the day, it's all. Yeah, go ahead.
Did you see the interview with Brandon Curry on Desktop Bodybuilding?
I didn't see it all yet, and actually, I was talking to Xavier, and Xavier, I'm actually going to have on the channel here as well. He's going to come on on the Bodybuilding Breakdown, so that's going to be cool.
Well, he said he was there at the Sheru.
Okay.
No. The Dubai.
Oh, Dubai. Yes, Dubai. Yes, he was. Yeah, he was.
Said it was so much different, like to see the Terrence Ruffin, because he said he watched both. Watched the live stream too. And he said that guy, the junior guy, Fabio?
Fabio, yes.
Yes. See, I still have a couple brain cells attaching together up there.
It,
But
it just took a
he
second.
said he was so massive in real life. And he's like, he said you could even hear people like, how does he make weight? But then he said he watched it on the live stream, said, well, he looks a lot smaller when you see the video. He's
Really?
big, but he looked like too
Smaller?
big. I guess he looked even bigger in real life.
Dude, the
Even
guy was
bigger.
fucking mad. Like, he looked massive, dude.
I
Looked
guess he
huge.
looked like an open bodybuilder. Like
Oh.
Brandon Curry was saying that.
And Brandon Curry's massive, dude. Yeah. I mean, he's got the measuring stick of being that big, you know? When you're that big and you look at someone else and you're saying, yeah, that's a big dude. That's different than me and you looking at someone like that, you know? So that's a statement right there. I do got
with 180 pounds lean.
Yeah, exactly, right? Let alone 250 pounds lean. So yeah, I don't know.
He
I don't
also
know what
said
Fabio
Terrence was so perfect. His presentation, all those things that if you're there. So that's why he does get good spots, you know.
And again, it is classic physique, and he presents his physique as a classic competitor. As I said, leading up to the show, it was going to either be the golden era being Wesley Vissers versus or the modern era that they were going to choose of classic physique being Terrence, because Terrence is the perfect embodiment of the modern classic physique division. I'm not upset that he won. I don't think that there was as much political influence, not even close to the amount of political influence in that show as it was to Regan beating Nathan at the Europa.
There's a lot more factors you can throw in there. Oh, he was more aesthetically pleasing. It's classic. See, with open, it's like, well, he looked more conditioned. He looked more complete. He should have won. But yeah, with Terrence,
the best physique should win. And if Alfred Chiriac wins with or shows up with the best physique and doesn't win, especially with the amount of controversy that has been happening, not through the entire season, because the entire season I think has been pretty fair up until the last.
There was a couple of situations that could have been explained with Hassan's midsection, little out of whack. But other than the midsection, I absolutely think he should have won twice. Taking nothing away from, I don't want to take anything at all away from Clahar. I like Clahar.
Certainly not. No. And Phil showed up. Phil showed up much better than anybody expected. You know, there's nothing taken away from that guy whatsoever. He won the show. You know, but the controversy in the last, I mean, well, since Regan, really, I don't know, man. Like, I don't. But like you said, do I think that that'll affect the difference between Alfred Chiriac winning this show and Nathan winning this show? I don't think so. I think that the best physique will win. And if Nathan wins and Alfred Chiriac is obviously the best physique, even if there is an amount of controversy in that, Alfred Chiriac is not a big enough name in bodybuilding yet that it'll really ruffle enough feathers. I don't know.
See, like Europe. See, Vitor Boff. I could see if Vitor Boff, because he's Brazilian, to bring in those Brazilian fans.
Yeah.
Because there's no Rafael Brandao this year.
Nope. No, there's not.
And Ramon Dino, he's a big to-do in the Classic.
Vlad Alfred Chiriac is from Romania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Romania. They already got a few Romanian bodybuilders already, so they don't need any more. They need one Canadian, one Romanian. That's why what's his name's winning shows now, Regan, because Ian's out. Oh, we need another. We need at least one Canadian.
Yeah, we need a Canadian in there. And look, don't get me wrong, I want Canada to be represented in there. Don't get me wrong.
Make a difference to me. It probably should, but I don't have any nationalism in me whatsoever.
You know what? I honestly don't give nearly as much of a fuck about that shit either. I really don't. Like, I don't follow politics. I don't like if it doesn't make any difference either within the world of bodybuilding or under the roof of this host or
always been a very colorful sport like that where they don't care. And it's great. That's probably what attracted to me about it first, you know. Because all different these races, I didn't even notice they were a different race till you
No,
mentioned
no.
it. You know what I mean? It's like nobody cares.
If it's not bodybuilding, anybody under the roof of this house or other immediate family or underwater, I don't give a shit. I really don't. I don't care. I don't have time to care. I don't have time to consider. If like my little brother, I've got a little brother. He texted me there yesterday in the afternoon. Hey man, I got to stop off at the house and I got to ask you your advice on something. Sure, man, stop in. I'll do whatever I can for you, right? But like I said, otherwise, like immediate family under the roof of this house or underwater, I just don't have time to care. And I will not allow any of my time to be occupied by anything else, especially since I started doing YouTube, because it takes up a significant amount of my time for me to make it happen. And I have to be bang on in order to make sure that I can get everything done, especially in the middle of this fucking busy season, right? If I'm not spot on, then something is going to suffer. And things have suffered,
We're
things
talking
have.
like we're talking like not even watching following any other sports. Like I used to watch hockey a bit. I knew every UFC fight. I watched wrestling, of course. Can't. No time.
Nope. Nope.
I got to watch stuff that I can listen to when I can still work, like Joe Rogan podcasts or something of that
Yeah.
nature, things of that nature. But yeah, I can't
Yeah.
watch anything, never get any work done. Like that video that I just posted about the stats, bigger, taller,
That's like a
shorter.
40-minute video.
That's why I didn't post for 2 days. Did you notice that? I was working
I
on that for
did
2 weeks
notice that.
now.
Yeah.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Oh
Not
my
2
Lord.
weeks straight, but and of course I got
I
some criticism from the heights. And the heights are the worst, to know the
every
height.
it seems like every video that's what you end up getting. Like it's always something like that. Yeah.
I love it. It's comments. Comments equals,
Yep.
you know what I mean? So,
Yep.
and furthermore, ask me how tall I am.
How tall are you?
I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. See what I mean? Neither do these guys know how tall Dorian Yates was.
They should start hiding in they start hiding in the open competitors, but make it like absolutely zero difference when it comes. Like just do the height so that people know what your height is. Who cares? Don't
Why do
even
you
do
think
your
they
weight.
measure
Just do the
they
height.
measure them every time they compete? Because the judges don't even know.
Right?
But it's crazy. But bodybuilding is the one sport, the only sport that I have ever heard of that it's been documented. Certain bodybuilders lie about their height, but they lie down. It's because of a
Okay.
few different factors. Judges don't like bodybuilders over 6 feet tall. I don't think. That's why you see a lot of guys 5'11". So like Dennis Wolf, do a little history on him. He's not, I don't think that he's 5'11". Paul Dillette, 6'1". 6'1" my
Same
eye.
thing.
He ain't 6'1". He's at least 6'4", because it's a weight thing too. The judges know how much they weigh. They weigh them. They're like, okay, at your height, you should be a little heavier. Okay, I'm
Okay.
only 5'11". Okay, you're good.
Do you go through this in your video?
No,
No. Okay.
not enough time. I mentioned that I could be wrong, but if I'm wrong, it's no more than an inch one way or another.
Yeah.
I have the tallest bodybuilders, the tallest bodybuilder, shortest bodybuilders, the shortest bodybuilders. There's no dispute there.
Okay. Okay.
Big
No, I
Ramy
mean,
might be 5'9.5". Phil might be 5'8.5".
might be.
But and I've heard Jay Cutler as low as 5'7". He ain't no 5'7".
No, I would say
But I
not.
mean, it
No.
is a rabbit hole. I used to be probably 5'8". I'm more like 5'5" now. I
Right?
think I'm 2 inches shorter, 3 inches shorter. So,
I don't know,
people get
man. No, well, I mean, for bodybuilders, I mean, for what they're taking, exogenous amounts of testosterone and growth hormone, they should be going up in height. They should be going
Well,
up.
no, because they diet, and if you've heard Dorian Yates talk, he has a little thin pad of fat on the bottom of his feet. When you diet, it shrinks up. That actually
Oh,
does take away from your height when you get leaner.
okay, okay,
But
okay.
pushing all that weight, you don't think that compresses your spine, especially
Oh
Ronnie
no,
King
sure,
Coleman? King
absolutely, yep.
Coleman, no way he's 5'11" anymore.
No, no, definitely not. No, you would lose an amount of that, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the guy's getting
I just
stretched out
it's
for
funny,
classic. That was a
I
crazy
just
one.
seen yeah, that's you see that?
Yeah, yeah.
Grabbing him by the legs. They're not joking. They're being serious is the funny thing.
I just want to gain a centimeter or two. Like,
It's like Bart Simpson. He had the cats pulling him one way and the dog pulling
yeah,
him the other. No,
yeah.
it's funny that we were talking about this because my dad was just talking to my uncle, his older brother, and my dad's got to be this much taller than him.
Oh yeah.
Used to be the opposite. He's 80. He's 83 or 4 now. My dad's
Yeah.
still only 70. So my dad
Oh
hasn't
my
lost
God.
much height yet. But his
No.
older brother, he's like 85 or 83, I think. And he's noticeably shorter than him now. And it's crazy. It's because, you shrink.
Yeah, when you get older, you do. Yeah. Yeah. So everybody's got that to look forward to.
Your nose gets bigger, I can tell you that. And ears get bigger, ears get bigger.
Still got that. Still got your hair though.
Yeah,
Yep.
nobody's bald in my family.
No,
High,
nor my,
high foreheads, but no baldness.
nor mine. My father, if I end up anything like him, I got nothing to worry about, dude. Like I'm 35 now. I mean, I don't got any issues if I'm gonna
No.
have any for years, but
You'd have had it by now. Especially
I think
35.
so.
You'd see it.
Man,
What you are now.
yeah, no, I don't have any of those like zero concerns when it comes to that, which is great. Yeah. And of course,
So
not pumping a bunch of juice for
when you were
years to
20, when you were in your 20s, you probably knew everything. And that's why I don't like talking to 20-year-olds, is they know everything. And you get a little older, and it's like, no, I don't know anything. And
I
that's
knew
actually
more.
knowing more. You would actually know more,
Yep.
knowing that you don't know nothing.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. I know more now, but I knew more then.
You think you knew more back then. I don't know
I
how
thought
it works.
I thought, yep, I thought I did,
Gotta
especially
hand it to
yeah.
Saunchy boy. Saunch sounds like you're talking to a 32-year-old, for goodness sakes. He's still in his 20s.
No, he's 30 now, isn't he? Or he's 29?
I think he's 29.
Yeah, well, he's not getting up there, but yeah, no, he's something like that. Too bad he couldn't have joined us. Fucking traveling through the desert on a horse with no
See your
name.
gym back there. You can see your
Oh
gym.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. Huh.
I got a new power rack going up soon.
Power
Oh
rack.
yeah.
For squats?
Yeah. Yeah, well, the power rack is actually going to have a number of things in it. It's the squat rack, of course, yeah, but it's also a I mean, any squat rack is going to also have the potential to be a bench press, right? So I'll be able to bench there. It'll have a single cable pull down. It'll have, or sorry, no, it'll have a single in the center, but it also has the two cables for a cable fly on the sides. So I'll have that, and it also has a landmine. So it's a pretty good unit, and it has 3 different pull up bars.
You can play around with those cables, man. You've seen what I do.
Yep.
I can do the way up there, or I can do close way up there for like pushing forward,
Yep.
or I can do on the ground up.
Yep.
Just because
Well,
I
I'm getting
put
some
little
more.
screw holes in the ground and shit like that.
Yeah, oh yeah, you can put eye hooks in to be able to change around cables and stuff. And a lot of people got good at that through COVID too, right? Just having your own setup. Um I definitely am getting to it. But well, we're at the point with this whole house that we need a bigger space, right? And we need to get rid of some shit too, don't get me wrong. But the next house, right now I've got a gym that's kind of a hole in the wall. But the next house is gonna be, dude, it is gonna be an impressive fucking gym. Like it's really gonna be something that I'm gonna build up over a number of years.
Build your house with that in mind.
Oh, 100%. Well, I'm not building a house. Fuck that. I'll buy one. I'm not
Okay.
going through build. I'm not building. I got a couple of guys at work that that built houses in the last year or two. No, not for me. No, so I don't got time for that. I don't have energy for that. I'm just gonna buy a place. When it comes to this next one, anyway. But it's gonna have like me. That's one thing that me and my wife want is we want more space to, do things and less space that we actually like live in when it comes to like kitchen and dining room and bedrooms and stuff. It's gonna be a kick-ass space, I'll tell you that.
My house got run over by a cement truck.
Okay.
Flattened it.
Holy fuck. How the fuck does that happen?
People that know me, if they were watching this, they're like, he ain't lying, He really did. Actually, I almost got a punch in the face one time because a buddy of mine, we were wrestling, we were touring around, and his friggin' apartment burnt down. He lived in the city, whatever. I live away in the country. His apartment burnt down, and everybody's like consoling him when I came up to him. And I'm always joking around. You can't tell if I'm serious or not. And I said, man, I know exactly how you feel. A fucking cement truck ran through my house. And he's like, F off, man. Get away from me. And a couple of my other friends, no, man, he's serious. You lose everything. Everything. Pictures, everything's gone.
It would all be gone, sure.
So you kind of realize that physical possessions are nice, but they're not everything. You can get them back. Pictures you can't get back.
If there's one thing that I have learned, it's that the older you get, the more time that you value with people and experiences than you do with possessions. That's a universal truth. The older that you get, you value more time with people and family and experiences than you do the shit that you have, because the shit that you have, like you said,
even when I talk about that first thing I mentioned is pictures. Because there's TVs, stereo speakers, every washers, dryers, everything's gone, but look, you can get that all back.
My host could. I'm not going to say that my host could burn down tomorrow. That's not good. That's not good mojo, or good karma, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But to lose everything tomorrow, this video can go up, and hey, it's not going anywhere. Unless YouTube fails, and I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon. So this is it. Experiences.
I don't think they're going to cancel you. I don't think they're going to cancel you.
I'm probably one of the most unlikely guys to get canceled, and I'm happy about that. Yeah, I'm happy about that. And
still, Russell Brand.
They did. Yeah, they did. I saw that. Yeah, but
I know what that's all about, though. I know what that's all about. They canceled a bunch of people on Instagram too.
Yeah, they did. John,
but other than that, there's like a whole lot of political people because there's an election coming up. And they know that these idiots will believe anything you tell them.
Of course.
And Russell Brand's real bad because a lot of things that he was saying came true. And they're like, uh-oh, what he's saying now, I better shut up, actually.
Yeah. See,
hey,
I was just saying.
It gets
I was just saying. I was just saying how I'm not going to get canceled, and all that I'm getting fucking canceled. No, and that's
everything
like
the government says is true, I think.
Yeah, me too. We listen wholeheartedly. No, this is the thing about bodybuilding, right? It's not there is none of that. It's just outside of that whole world, and I'm thankful for that. Like I wouldn't want anything to do with it if it was too overly involved like that. So no, it's on a good level. Yeah. No, it is. It's steadily growing, thankfully. The 2023 Olympia is probably going to be one of the greatest Olympias of all time, potentially. We'll see what happens. And we can start talking about that soon too. Like, we're pretty much at the point where we can now. I mean, yeah. The plan is after the Legion, like we'll do one more of these for the Legion. But after that, it's going to be Olympia conversation. It's going to be where we think people are going to place. Looking back on the entire season as well, we can do a good recap on that. Why everybody ended up where they did, we think, and things like just go through the shows again.
Well, you show a picture of all of them coming up. You can say, okay, he won this show. Tony O'Burton, he started the year off, or Samson started the year off with a big win, I think. Actually, if you want to get truthful, Brett Wilkin, he qualified first.
Beirut Tabani was just after that for the Brazil, right? The Arnold Brazil.
Yeah,
so you
Beirut
can even
want a show before that too, but I think it was for last year's Olympia.
He did, and he didn't get his visa, and he's still trying to get his visa to
Still
get here
doesn't,
now. For
yeah.
fuck's sakes,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
he's still trying, and it's not looking good. You know, it's not looking good. But we can go through all of those things, the stories behind this, what they look like at their shows, do they look improved now, where they might place. We'll end up doing a couple of podcasts on it.
Will Derek Lunsford deliver? Will Brandon Curry place out of the top 6?
You know, will
Will
Michael
Brandon
Krizo
Curry win the Olympia?
will Michael Krizo crack the top 8? Is Hunter Labrada going to improve on his 7th place finish? Is Sampson going to win the Olympia? Has been a conversation lately.
Will Sampson be able to beat Nick Walker again?
Is Nick going to be out of that top 3? You know,
are we glad Big Ramy's not in the show? Yes.
There's so many awesome stories. And we were saying this on the podcast with John too, over on Serious and Silliness Bodybuilding. It's the same thing. The conversations to be had that really make this an interesting season. Man, I'm excited for it. I really am. It's coming up, and it's coming up fast. So we'll get the lead. It's gonna be wicked. And then we'll be able to add one more person to that list, which I think it's going to be Charles Griffin. We'll see if anybody jumps in last minute to that show.
Or Max. Max could win. Hey, he's got the best abs that I've ever seen. The thing about this year's Olympia, there's maybe more.
I do like Max.
Since I'll say, like, yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
But he ain't winning. Since 1982, I think. 82 or 83 even. Or even as far as 84, there's never been this many possible champions.
No.
Obviously Hattie could win it. Brandon, it's possible he won it before. He actually beat Hattie. He beat Hattie. He only lost once to Hattie at the Olympia last year. And you got Nick Walker. You got Samson Dowda. I'm not going to put Andrew Jack in that category, but I probably should because he beat Hunter, and Hunter's a top 5 guy.
Yep.
You got Derek Lunsford. I didn't even mention Derek.
Yep.
There's six names right there. One of those guys you're going to have to put in 6th. One of those guys you're going to have to say, oh, he's placing 6th.
Like I said, there are some very, very interesting stories that make this probably one of the most exciting Olympia lineups in a long time.
Better than last year.
Oh, yeah. And last year was awesome.
Yeah, last year would have been better if we had known what was going to happen. See, it was kind of a little bit lackluster because it was a race for 2nd place.
It was.
But we didn't realize it wasn't. It really wasn't. We thought it was.
I agree.
I don't care who you are. Nobody was saying Ramy's going to lose.
Nobody. I wasn't. No, I wasn't. You know, I thought Big Ramy was going to take it.
I had Ramy winning. I actually had Hattie 2nd, believe it or not.
Yep. No,
I felt lucky for even putting him 2nd.
100%, man. No, 100%. And Hattie showed up, and he was in, you know, fantastic shape. And Big Ramy was very, very notably off. I mean, 2022 Olympia, everybody knows what happened there at this point. But this year, it's a whole new ballgame with Ramy not being there, Derek being as improved as he is. Has Hadi made any improvements? We don't really know. You know, like Nick. Has Nick improved? I actually looked at a photo from 6 weeks out last year for Nick and 6 weeks out this year from Nick.
That was a deep dive.
It was a deep dive.
You dove down on his Instagram?
Yeah,
I've done that before. Yeah, I've done that before to see how he looked 4 weeks. I did that last year. I think I even posted it on my video. Like, this
was
is how
there
he looked.
really? Yeah, was there an improvement? You know,
you to be able to see it like that. Of course, if he's more conditioned, it'd be harder to see with those pictures. He's going to look smaller though.
I don't even know if I want to say what I saw, to be honest with you, because if people really did that comparison,
if you say what you saw, it's definitely what you've seen.
Yeah, 100%, right? And I
more
don't
size or
know.
less size?
I didn't see a lot of changes.
Same.
I didn't see exponentially more size or conditioning, I mean, it's 6 weeks out, so conditioning doesn't matter. But when it comes to size, not like we're seeing from Derek.
Was there less?
No, not less. No.
See,
There was more.
I think Nick, if he brings that same package, he could win. Because let's face it, they don't all always nail it. Derek Lunsford's been known not to nail it every time.
Yep, you're right.
He has 2 years in a row though. He's 2-0. The year prior to that he came in a little off.
No, look, do I think that Nick can win the Olympia? I do think that Nick has a shot at winning the Olympia, and I do think that Nick is going to be in that top 3 as of right now. I don't have Nick outside of the top 3. But
I played it over in my head so many times. You could very well have Nick way down in 6. Then I could see his face up there and be like, and
it really
one
is
of those guys is going to be there. Samson. Brandon wouldn't care. See, Curry wouldn't give a crap.
No.
Curry's calloused. He'd be happy with 6th place.
Well, I mean, at this point in his career, yeah, sure. Guys like Nick Walker, they're still hungry. They want the win. You know, Samson wants the win. Derek wants it.
It's good when you're sitting around at the table as an old man, you know, what are you going to say? I got 3rd. Brandon, you got 1st. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Like, hats off to you. Yep. Hats off to you. And I mean, look, if Brandon somehow miraculously brings up those legs too and shows up shredded out of his fucking mind, I mean, you got a guy that's gonna upset the top 4, top 5, top 3. Unlikely, mind you. I will say that. But like I said, all of these conversations are not necessarily conversations you could have had in past Olympia lineups. You know, like it was not as hard to pick, really.
No, see, Derek and Nick superseded everybody last year.
They did.
Once they did it, you know, we'll always have them in our minds when we're doing prediction videos. But
100%.
the thing about Brandon, there is a few things. I know people are probably shut up about Brandon, Mark. He ain't gonna do nothing. But the thing about Brandon,
that's not fair to say.
He did what he did last year. He came in big to beat Remy. And he was even saying that in that interview on Desktop.
Yep.
He said, I had Remy in my mind. Yep. Now, I think if he wanted to bring in the condition to beat Hattie Shupin, even if he was close to Hattie, I think with his superior shape and muscle bellies, he would defeat Hattie. So if he does that this year, is he not going to defeat Hattie like he always did before?
This is just it, you know.
And will Hattie get 3rd?
It's like I've said previous, you know, when it comes to the Olympia lineup and Olympia champions in the past, you win one Olympia, yes, you are an Olympia champion. But you really want to solidify yourself as an Olympia champion, 2. You got to win at least 2. You know, that's what the fans consider a legitimate Olympia champion. You're not just a one-off guy, right? A lot of people are saying, well, we think that it's going to be the torch is going to be passed for many years and it's not going to be the same guy winning over and over and over again. You might not have another Phil Heath winning 7 in a row or you know, Ronnie Coleman winning 8 in a row. I agree with that. Even Jay Cutler winning 4 in a row. But I do think still that I'm of the opinion as well that legitimate Olympia. Look, he won 4. And he's the only person to lose it and get it back.
That's the point there. He's the only one to lose it and come back and win it.
He's won 4 and came back with ridiculous physique. Anyway, to me, 2. If Hadi wins it this year, yep. Not to say that he's not an Olympia champion. He is. I will never say that he didn't deserve to win last year, but solidified. You know, there's a difference.
I think only three guys ever won it twice.
Yeah,
three guys ever.
I think Frank.
One guy. No, Frank won 3.
Oh, he won 3. Okay.
He won 3.
Yeah. Okay.
One guy won it twice, but he didn't win it 2 in a row. And it does kind of put him in the same category as Jay Cutler, but he didn't lose it. He won the title, retired, came back a few years later. Arnold did the same thing. He retired and came back and won it, but he never lost it like Jay Cutler. But I
Okay.
guess you could put Arnold Schwarzenegger and Franco Columbu. Franco Columbu came back in 81
Right.
and he
Right.
won a second. Larry Scott has two.
Okay. Okay. No,
So
look.
there's only been a small handful of guys that won it 2 times. Only 3 guys that won it 3 times. If Ramy won it again, that he would have been in that list.
When it comes to Jay, he did win 4, and I consider him one of the greatest of all time because of the fact he's the only one to lose it and get it back. That is the number 1 record for me in bodybuilding, because I don't know if anybody, I don't know of anybody that could do that. We haven't seen it since, you know, and we didn't,
Dexter
and we've
came
never
close
seen it
in 2000, maybe 2015. He got
but
second, but it was
we haven't seen it.
I mean, he wasn't going to beat Phil.
No, we haven't seen it since. And aside from Arnold coming back and getting that win, which he shouldn't have got back in the day, we haven't seen it previous. You know, we haven't seen it.
I think we will with the way it's going. I think we will, because if we have a group like a Nick Walker, Derek Lunsford, and if they can develop a group like that, I think it's possible that it could. Brandon's as close as it is right now, and that's a far cry. That's a far cry. But if Hattie loses it this year, then we could potentially see if Nick won it or Samson won it, they could lose it the next year, and they would be young enough to be able to. I think we will see it again at some point.
Okay. And maybe we will. Maybe we will. But if we do, it's I hope it's just as impressive as when Jay came back, because he was undeniable. Undeniable.
It was the perfect storm as well. There was no Ronnie Coleman. Phil Heath hadn't really established himself yet. It was the perfect storm.
You're right. But the top 6 was a good top 6. You know, it
in
wasn't
2009. Your best Dexter Jackson, your best Branch Warren.
Yep.
No, Branch Warren and Dexter Jackson aren't in the maybe top 10 of all time, but 2009 they were both at their very best. So you beat Dexter at his best.
How would those guys do today? You know, how would Dexter Jackson and Branch Warren 2009 do in the 2023 Olympia lineup? You know, that's a good question.
I think Dexter is a better version of Brandon Curry. If that gives you an impression.
Yep. Sure. Yeah.
Oh. If Dexter could somehow have his physique with his name and his prestige, they'd have probably given it to him.
Well, Branch Warren 2009, I think, would probably defeat Hunter Labrada 2023 Texas Pro. There's a good comparison for you.
There's just too much condition.
Yeah. Too much size.
No, I agree with you. It's just
big, shredded, full.
Hunter's big. Monster. I think Hunter is deceivingly wide. But Branch is just going to be too much condition. He's like Nick
too
Walker.
Much, man.
He's like Nick Walker.
It's going to be too much. Yeah. That's the rabbit hole we were talking about, though. It is going to be an exciting Olympia. There's no getting around it. But look, let's call it at that. We'll see what we end up with when it comes to the Sheru Classic. The next show after that is going to be the Legion, and then all roads lead to the Olympia. So that's going to do it for this episode of the Bodybuilding Breakdown. As always, thank you very much, Mark, for joining me. As always, you've been the number 1 guy on this channel, and of course we missed Saunch on this one. There's always an open invite. We always try to get Saunch on here. People don't know too. Saunch lives a 4-hour time difference from us, right? So when we have to do this with Saunch, it's usually like later at night for us, which we're happy to do because he's a fantastic he's a fantastic guest on this podcast, and he's a staple here. So we'll get him. Oh, he is. No, he's got great insight.
He's the guy that would pull you out of a ditch or something, or give you the shirt off his back, or people like this.
Yeah, no, he said that
have people like this.
If I was going to go to the Olympia this year, which I'm not gonna, I was hoping to, but this year it's just not in the cards. I'm doing another vacation, but anyway, we were gonna, like he said, hey, come down with me. We'll split an Airbnb or whatever, and just shit like that. But we'll get him on the next one. Make sure that I did bring this up kind of last minute too. Like I just messaged you guys this morning. So that again, thank you for coming on last minute. We'll do this again here soon. We'll get through the Sheru. see how we do, and we'll recap it, and then we'll take a look at the Legion.
We'll definitely see you at the Legion, my man.
All right, man. Sounds good. Thanks.
All right. Peace out, man.
Later.
See ya.